him, and Kevin Johnson's got to get to class, so if you need him, jump out in the hallway. Questions?
Who repped today? What did your quarterback reps look like?
We're getting them all ready. Heinrich was limited today. He got to be out there, though, and go get a lot of mental reps. Chubba and Jeff both split the reps today in team periods and did a really nice job.
What's the key as a coach when, Jeff's had some turnovers when he's been out there to working with that mental part, I guess, of the game with him getting ready for the next one?
Well, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't really major in that. You just keep coaching, and for him, he just keeps playing. And, obviously we don't want to turn the ball over, and we can't turn the ball over. And you just, as me, my job is just to keep coaching him and making sure that I'm giving him every opportunity to be successful. So I've got to, if it's how I change how I talk to him during the game, during the practice week, whatever it is, I have to make sure that I'm giving the young man the best chance to go out there and be successful.
Can you speak to the challenge that Chubba had in coming in a tie game in the fourth quarter at the 3-yard line without the practice reps that the other guys have had and leading that drive?
It's amazing. I texted him after the game and said that was absolutely amazing because I can't maybe one or two of those plays he had gotten a rep on that week, this past week, and he went out. I said it all the time, like I trust him to go in. All three of them are going to have to play, and backed up in the pistol, and the snap was a little high the one time. He had to make a really tough catch to get the play started. It was just really that was a very impressive thing for me to watch, and he did a really nice job of getting us down there with a chance to score.
How did you feel at the start of that? I mean, were you concerned? I know you say you have confidence in him, but just considering the situation, what was your mindset like?
Attack. I told Coach, I said, hey, Coach, how you want to play this? Because we were backed up. And I didn't really mean it as much about Chubba's in, how do you want to play, as much as just we're backed up here, how do we want to play it? He's like, attack, man, go win the game. Go win the game. And that's kind of the mindset we had. We didn't care who was in there playing quarterback. And, Chubba was in there, and we tried to give him every opportunity to win, and he did a nice job doing so.
How long has he been full go?
We may have limited him here and there just to make sure he doesn't pull a muscle or strain anything, but he's always out there practicing. There's never been a time if we needed him that he couldn't be out there and couldn't go.
What would you say is the root cause of a lot of these turnovers?
I think just experience and decision making, and I think that it's easy to stand up here and say, well, it's the quarterback's fault. Well, ultimately, I take full responsibility because I've got to train these guys into making sure they're seeing what they're seeing and seeing what they're supposed to be seeing and getting the ball where it's supposed to be. So I think experience, I think the more reps that we can get at it with some of these guys will improve the turnover issue. But I think we just have to keep plugging away and keep working at it. It's frustrating for them, frustrating for me, frustrating for our team. And so we just keep attacking it, talking about it, trying to make sure that we stay as far away as many of those as we possibly can. But we've got to improve that for sure.
Has there been a conversation maybe of like taking a step back from the quarterback run game just because of the injuries that all these guys have kind of endured because of that?
I think naturally you have to, you can't play scared, you can't play stupid, but you can't play scared. I think we have to be, cognizant of who's out there and what we're asking them to do from a physical standpoint. Like, you can utilize quarterback run game and they can take care of themselves and slide and not take big hits like Heinrich does sometimes, just trying to run through people. So I think you just, it's went from, hey, get as many yards as you can to possibly, if you can get down and take care of yourself, get down and take care of yourself.
With Sims, is it more about decision making because he does have experience?
I think it's decision making within our offense, not being in this offense, a long time, and he got 2 games early. He's been sitting on the sideline now for a couple games and coming back in. It's like restarting a season for him. So it's ultimately decision making, by all of us. But I think that he's committed. He's out there today, had a great attitude, good energy about him. He's committed to going out there, and obviously nobody wants to throw interceptions, and so I think he's working very diligently at making sure that we're prepared and those don't happen.
Coach Rule said the other day, I just want our guys to play, and you kind of said it earlier, you can't just play like you don't want to make mistakes with that idea in mind. How important is that mindset to you to instill in these guys, like on the 3rd and goal or whatever, like let's play like we
play to win the game. And we can't let exterior factors affect anything that we do, from practice, from preparation to the way we play a game. I'm going to kind of go off on not a tirade here, but like we may not be playing at an elite level right now, but you all don't see what I see as far as how they come to work and the energy that they practice with and the preparation that they do, teammates that they are. It's really cool. This group is getting better and better and better, and our best days are ahead of us, and I think that they're coming soon. And I can't wait, to see all this come to fruition, this hard work. I'm really proud of the way that they're attacking this thing, because it's not easy, and they're not making excuses. They're just getting up and attacking it every single day, and I applaud them for it.
Coach Rule also talked about that day-by-day process. When in your career did you realize that's how it's got to be? You got to get locked in on that.
Well, early on when you're young, it's like everything else. You want to just show up and learn some football plays and put them in, and everything work perfectly and get a lot of yards and score 60 points a game. And you realize that it's a process. Sometimes the process happens faster, but it's a process, and it is day by day, and it is hard and it is tough. So it takes special people to do those processes, and Coach Rule is one of the best at it.
You guys had to go to a third quarterback on Saturday, so that obviously that can happen. And with Heinrich as limited as he is now, who do you get ready behind Chuba and Jeff?
We're getting all three of them ready, and that's not coach talk. I mean, we have to have, as we all saw on Saturday, we're going to have all three of them to try to help us move the ball and score points. So they all have to be ready. It may not be all of them getting the same amount of reps physically, but mentally they've got to get every single rep that takes place this week in practice.
Hey, what's
You'll decide late in the week who. They probably won't take 5 or 6 on the trip, right? So
no. Those three are the guys that we're going to get ready to go play the game, and get Heinrich as healthy as we can possibly get him, where he can go out there and contribute in some manner. And they can all do different things. They all have different skill sets, so they're all three going to have to get out there and help us, move the ball.
you got a big taste of the big.
I don't. Sometimes we just take 3 on the road because you have the travel limitations on. And it just depends, I think, on just our a status of all 3 of those guys, making sure that if all 3 of them can get in the game, then I'd say we'd just go with 3.
Now you got a big taste of the Big Ten. What are the impressions? What impressions have you got from it?
It's like when I was in South Carolina last year. If I thought of the Big Ten, it's what it is. I mean, big, strong, physical. The defenses are unbelievably sound, and they make you work for everything. The details of getting the ball out and just playing third down defense, red zone defense it's very impressive. I think the coaching is at a very high level in this league, and the players are. There's no question this is one of the toughest leagues in the country, and week in, week out, having to play these defenses is grueling, mentally and physically.
How's Emmett Johnson grown over the last back half of the schedule here, and maybe just kind of taking that opportunity to start and kind of be the guy?
Yeah, he keeps getting better. Keeps working at it. As we said last week, we got to get him more touches. Consistently get him more touches, and we did that last week. And I think it paid off for us. It was a nice run he had there at the end of that final drive, and I think his role keeps growing and his touches keep increasing. He's doing a really nice job.
What challenges in particular does Wisconsin's defense pose?
Just like I just said, they're big, physical, run to the football, play great team defense. They got 2 linebackers that fly sideline to sideline that are older guys that have played a lot of football. They've got 5 or 6 guys that play defensive line that look all the same. They're all just big, physical, just hard to move. Like, they get their feet in the ground, they're hard to move them. They got 2 really good corners, one leading the league in interceptions, I believe. So you got to make sure you know where he is, and their scheme is very sound, and they make you have to play football and earn your yards and earn your points.
What are the challenges of just the next 2 games for you, playing Saturday night, getting home real late Sunday, early Sunday morning, then having to play short week Friday? How challenging is this to kind of close the season with almost 2 less days of recovery when you get back so late on Sunday?
It will be, I guess, a little bit of a challenge just from a time standpoint, but I think we'll get ahead a little bit this week. And by the time we get back Saturday night and get in the office on Sunday, we'll put this game away and get started on our next opponent. And it will be a little bit quicker. And then with the holiday, you kind of lose half a day there, which is good, getting to go home and do Thanksgiving. But we'll figure it out. We've been doing it for 20-something years now, so we'll figure it out.
Matt said earlier this week that the turnover, the interceptions, the fumbles, the play calling, that all falls on him. What goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
I think that he's a great leader. This is his program. Everything goes through him, and we all have our own things that we do, daily and throughout the game. So all had to get better and all had to improve on. Thank you.
Thanks.